We just got a bunch of new leaks and information about Madden 26 that includes some new uniform options, a bunch of new plays that could be the early meta, 4 new alternate playbooks, and 3 international stadiums that allow you to play in stadiums all around the world. So if you guys want to learn about this and more, stick around after the intro. If you guys need fast, cheap, reliable coins for your ultimate team, check out my coin sponsors at mmlxp.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below. The champ is here! Welcome back, Money Team. This is Matt Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. We're about 4 days away from people being able to have access to Madden 26, whether you buy the, I don't know if the early trial edition is going to have this available, but if you buy the deluxe edition or if you bought the MVP bundle that came with College Football 26, you're going to get the game 7 days early, which starts on the 7th. And because of that, I see that EA is pumping out a lot of information, as well as some other very reputable Twitter accounts that I'm going to go over some information that they're putting out. But before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Now, the majority of the leaks that I'm going to give you guys are coming from a Twitter account called MuttLeaks, which is a very reputable account. I've basically mentioned a lot of stuff that they've put out in the past, whether it's College Football 26, Madden 26. I'm not sure how they get all this information early, but I'm going to get most of my information from their Twitter accounts. So if you guys want to be up to date on that, make sure to go over there and give them a follow. But there was also a post put out that EA has been putting out pretty much every single Sunday to give you guys a little bit more insider information when it comes to some of the things that the game developers are putting into the game when it comes to Madden 26. And this information comes directly from Madden NFL 26's official account themselves. Now, the video shows a lot of new auto motion or double motion plays, but the real story here is auto motion is completely broken in College Football 26, as auto motion plays are really good against man coverage. You can see on this particular play that the running back or the slot receiver, who's also going to act as a running back, goes into motion and the defender covering him completely stops, which is something that you see a lot in college football, as these type of plays are completely broken. So they're kind of giving you a look that since Washington uses a lot of college concepts, especially when it comes to things like RPOs and auto motion routes and stuff like that, that they're probably going to be the closest playbook when it comes to actually running plays similar to college football. And that's going to be a very good thing when it comes to offenses. This is kind of like a sneak peek at what might be the early meta offense, based off of the fact that we saw this in a lot of their deep dives when they talked about things like the Rice modern option and the Penn State playbook, which are 2 playbooks that they add a lot of plays that are completely broken, since they don't really do a very good job of balancing the stuff out, especially when it comes to this Jaden Daniels run, where he kind of runs like a play fake that turns into a completely naked boot that he runs in for an easy score. So Washington's playbook definitely got a lot of time put into it. I think Philadelphia's playbook also was mentioned in a previous video. So those are going to be 2 of the most broken playbooks in the game when the game comes out, and I'll probably be spending the majority of my time in them early on. After that, like I said, we got a lot of leaks coming from MuttLeaks account, which is, like I said, very reputable. They put out a lot of information, including like entire main menu loading screen videos that are about 3 minutes long. It doesn't really seem to have graphics. It just seems to be a lot of like slow motion footage from last season, including the Super Bowl, which they basically, I think they end the entire thing on the Cooper DeJean interception return for a touchdown, which is cool as an Eagles fan. But since they put so much time into the pageantry of the game, this makes a lot of sense, since they really showed a lot about how they're really trying to show like the pregame, celebrations or the pregame festivities when it comes to each individual stadium being a really critical part of Madden 26. It makes a lot of sense that they're showing a lot of things in that regard in the main menu loading screen, which is something that I think is really cool. I also saw something here where they say the dynamic team select, which I'm not really sure what this is in reference to. It just looks like an empty stadium, but the lighting changes, so I'm guessing that based off of what team or what location you choose your team to be, it'll show what the lighting is that time of year or something in that regard. Now, there are 3 new stadiums, 3 international stadiums that they are reporting are going to be into the game. We know that they've played they played in Berlin last year, and they played in Brazil the year before. I think that, I don't know if they played in Dublin yet or if they're trying to, but all 3 of those stadiums are going to be into the game. We have the Olympia Stadion Berlin, the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, I know I'm not saying these right, and the Dublin Stadium. I'm Irish, I can say that. That's easy. But you can see there's 3 new stadiums. There's no pictures, but they are listed, as we have heard rumors that they are trying to add international stadiums into the game, which is going to be really cool. They also report that there's 4 new alternate playbooks. Now, the single back offense is probably just going to be a ton of single back plays, which is best to run from. The shotgun offense is probably just going to be a bunch of shotgun plays, obviously, which is going to be better to pass from. And then you have the shotgun mix offense, which I don't really know what that is, but that could be a mixture of shotgun and single back. It's really hard to say. They don't really give you much information about that. The two-back offense is a little bit easier to figure out, though, as this is going to be mostly formations where you have two running backs in the backfield, which is really unique considering in the past all you really had was things like the pistol, which is obviously really cool because it has all like the pistol formations. That was always one of my favorite, but it's cool to see that they have 40 alternate playbooks there. They also have a picture of what looks like a uniform option. I don't know if this is something that's going to be specific to a game mode like, I don't even know what it's called, a Superstar KO mode or whatever that is, where you're playing like 3v3. It's not a very fun game mode. Not a lot of people really like to play it, but this looks like something that'd be more for that. This doesn't look team specific. It doesn't look like something that you would necessarily get to pick from a regular game or anything like that. So next up, they talk about there's 43 unique QB releases in this game, and they give you a list here showing you what all of them are. It'll be interesting to see which one's the fastest. I know a lot of people, if you play in a franchise, you typically want to go through and find what's the fastest or what's the best release. I know some franchises that I was in didn't even allow you to change it based off the fact that a lot of people just go to the fastest or the quickest release. They try to make you stay in the release that was pre-designed for your quarterback. So this is definitely be interesting for people that are really deep into franchise mode. One of the things that I'm really interested in is they kind of talk about the coding of the game and how certain things are going to change from Madden 25 to Madden 26 as far as, basically just about everything. But I'm going to break it down to things that probably are most interesting to people when it comes to blocking, because I know a lot of people that play college football 26 aren't happy with the blocking. They think that the pressure comes in too quickly, or that they don't necessarily have enough time to throw and stuff like that. Well, they talk about how the collapsed pocket mechanics have changed. It says that the pocket will be more stable / hold for longer this year before forced collapse, meaning that it's going to hold up longer. But once things start to break down, you got to get rid of that ball. It's really that simple. They also talk about blocking super wins when it comes to the offensive line, which is basically like a dominant animation, maybe where they get pancake blocks or something like that, where in 25, it was an 85 rating you had to get a super win. They lowered that all the way to 60 for Madden 26, which is much lower, which means you're going to have a lot more super wins in 26, but more people are going to be capable of getting super wins, especially when it comes to probably pancaking smaller guys like cornerbacks and stuff like that. Now, it also looks like they made some changes as far as throw power, where they're suggesting that there was a 10% decrease, meaning that if you like to play with quarterbacks that don't have strong arms, like I like to do with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, that even though he has like an 86 throw power, which is pretty bad, it's going to feel much worse. They give you a little bit of a breakdown here where they say that the throw power of like a 70, which not a lot of quarterbacks have, is more like a 60, and 80 is more like a 70. As you can see, it's actually like a drop, as an 85 throw power is going to be more like an 80. So it might be difficult to throw deep with a team like the Eagles and a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, where in Madden 25 the drop off was much less, as they can show in the graph here. But they do come back around and say in a later post that says the max distance for accurate deep passes increased from 40 yards to 45, which likely spells increased viability of deep passing game considering other changes, especially when you think about how the offensive line is going to hold up. So I'm going to end the video there, but if you guys want to see more leaks and information about Madden 26 that's come out recently, I have a video I made about that popping up on screen, so just click the links, and until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.